Hey everybody again. It's a couple days later. I usually don't post a video this soon, but for people that have been watching my videos, I've been, I wouldn't really say struggling, but dealing with issues in regards to the school I'm going to be attending in the fall with bathroom use, because there's no gender-neutral bathrooms. When I first met with them, I said, I'm going to be using the male bathrooms, and admissions woman said it was fine, but then when I talked to the dean, he said I was female-bodied, so I should be using the women's, and blah, 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 blah. I wanted to get it dealt with before I started school, because I didn't want to have to worry about it all summer. Talked to some of the guys in my trans group, and they provided me with some information, which I then passed on to the school, and I thought I'd have to have another meeting with them to discuss how important me using the proper male bathroom is. But anyways, I've been waiting for an email from the admissions lady for a while. I sent her some information on the Human Rights Tribunal and how there was a trans woman in BC somewhere that was told she was in the wrong washroom while using the women's, and brought it to the Human Rights Tribunal and won. I'll read you the email that I got. Just give me a moment here. So it says, she asked me if I was enjoying myself, and then she said, Ray, just to follow up on our email conversations, I want to thank you again for updating on us on your concerns. From our end, the public washrooms in our building that our students use are listed male and female. As with any individual, you will determine which one to use. As previously discussed, we will do our best to support you as you begin your journey at the school I'm going to. Hang on just a moment here. Okay. So I mean, that's exactly what I was hoping was going to happen. I don't have to have another meeting with them. I think they do understand that I'm the one who determines which bathroom to go into. I think it's, them saying, oh, you should be using the women's. That's not really for them to say, really. I mean, I want to keep my dignity while I'm at school too, and I don't use the women's washrooms anywhere else. Why would I be using them at school? Especially with how my transition is going, I make women very uncomfortable going into the women's washrooms. I've done it here and there, depending on the situation, if I feel unsafe, but I hardly do it. I also wanted to talk a little bit about when it comes to addressing my needs, as far as whether it be a professional relationship, a relationship I have with the person that I'm dating, or just friends. I've come to realize that since starting transition, I'm very clear about what I need, and if I get angry about something, I'm able to tell whether that anger is stemming from something emotional. Like, I'm able to step back and really tell the person that I'm talking to or dealing with exactly what I need, and I was never able to do that before. I'm not really sure, like, I know tea changes you on a neurological level, but is it that, or is it because I'm just more comfortable in my own skin now? I'm not really sure. I've been trying to figure it out, not dwelling on it too much, but just trying to figure out, what is this? Even when it comes to my mother, when she says something that upsets me, for example, she was mentioning how she was taking a diet pill, and I don't think I've mentioned this on a blog before, and we were talking on MSN, and I was like, why are you taking a diet pill? She's always been really uncomfortable with her weight and trying lots of different fat diets, and I keep on telling her, just eat right and exercise. That's all you need to do. Like, a diet's not going to help, because as soon as you go back to your normal way of eating, you're going to gain all that weight back. Why not just change your actual eating habits and how much you exercise? Anyways, so she said she was taking this diet pill, and I'm like, why are you taking this? And she said it was prescribed by a doctor, she's just trying it out, why not? And she said, I'm finding it that I really get angry with people that are being passive-aggressive as well. In meaning that, the next thing she said was, too bad people who are on 150 milligrams of Effexor can't take this. I'm on 150 milligrams of Effexor. And usually I wouldn't say much, or I'd say something just to passive aggressive back, but I'm like, so you're insinuating that I can't take it? And she's like, well, yeah. And I'm like, do you think that I want to be on a diet pill? And I totally, like, I laid it down, not an insulting factor, but made it very clear that just because she's uncomfortable with her weight, she's always grouped me and her together. My sister is like my dad and is very thin. And she said, sorry, I was saying that just because she's uncomfortable with her body weight doesn't mean I am. I have no problem being chubby. That's who I am. And she was just saying, oh, why can't I talk about this? You know, talk about being on a diet pill. I'm like, it's fine when you talk about it, but as soon as you bring me into it, that's when you're crossing the line. And she is like, why are we fighting all the time? And I told her, I'm like, I'm not being passive anymore. You know, if something bothers me, I'm going to call you out on it, and I'm going to say exactly how I feel. And I remember watching somebody's video, and I can't remember who it was. I think it was like Mateo or somebody saying how like he was turning into an asshole or something. I haven't got that from anybody. I hope I'm not coming across that way. I don't think I am. But it depends on the kind of relationships you have with people too. If you're severely passive and didn't make known any of your needs before, then yeah, it's gonna come across like you're being a jackass, I guess. But I feel like I'm not carrying around all this emotional baggage anymore. It's weird. You know, I'd really kind of keep to myself and dwell on it and figure out whether I should say something. And it's like I have to say something at the moment it happens now. I remember talking to Carson, and I was talking about how we have less of a filter. There's a lot of things that I'll just come right out and say now, rather than just hold it back and try and think about it, whether I'm hurting the other person's feelings or not. You know, I think just I'm not coming from trying to hurt the other person's feelings. I'm just trying to come across from what I actually need, which is really helpful. There's a lot less misunderstandings now, and even if I am in a bad mood, I'll be right up front about it and say, hey, I'm in a bad fucking mood, leave me alone. And it's just, it's really interesting a bit about looking back and how I was before I started transition. It's so not who I was. The further along I am, I realize how much, like, why it makes so much sense now why I was feeling that way and why just things didn't make sense. I felt very uncomfortable being, I want to say emotional a lot of the time, because, you know, I was. And I feel a lot more level now, and maybe that's why I can express what I need, because I'm not worried about, oh, am I being too emotional today? Should I say anything about this? Because a lot of the time that's what it was. I wouldn't say something because, oh, I thought I was just having a bad day. But I'm also able to let that anger go a lot more easily now, because as soon as I say it, can be like, okay, it's done and over with. I'm not angry anymore. But I'm wondering if any of the guys out there have had issues with that, like, flash of anger that you get. I just know for me personally that sometimes I get that, but I don't react to that. I, like, you know, I'll have that flash of anger, and if the anger is still there, but it's not, like, super prevalent, I know that I'm actually pissed off. Because I have had situations where things shouldn't really be angering me, but I get that flash of anger, like I want to punch somebody. And don't get me wrong, it never happens, but yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about that because it's been on my mind a lot lately. Yeah. Alright, well, I guess I should get to cleaning my room now, because I've been meaning to do that for a couple weeks now. Carson's gonna be here in, oh, let me see, 21 days, so exactly 3 weeks he's gonna be here. So I have that amount of time to get my house sparkling. Even though we're only gonna be here for half the time he's here, because we'll be in Seattle for the rest. Alright.